All right, everybody, we're gonna go through a little demonstration on your LiveU and your Live Solo Connects on how to hook up those. And we're gonna see how to basically what's gonna be in the box, go through all the cords and basically how to set it up. And then we'll work our way over to the computer to show you guys how to activate it and make sure that you guys are going live. So first step is you guys are gonna get this little box here, and you can go ahead and open it. Obviously it's going to be packed much better than this, but just for the demonstration, first step is to remove this. You're going to have a set of instructions that can help you, and you can go, this is the list that we will kind of be going by here, step-by-step instructions here. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, you can refer to that list. I'm just gonna go ahead and start laying all these parts out. First I have for you guys is going to be your LiveU. And so this is just the power cord that you guys will plug in, your LiveU Solo with your small HDMI to big HDMI. We'll go over which places that those need to be in. And then your LiveU case with a little clip here, which will come in handy. And then also your LiveU connects here for your memory sticks. We will begin to get these implemented, and I'll show you where each of these go in the next video here. All right, so first we're gonna take our case here, and then we're gonna get our base. And you guys want to line up this little Velcro here on the open side right here, so you're not covering and blocking your screen. So you're just gonna slide that in like this. Should go down pretty easy. And then you're going to go ahead and get the Velcro pieces. You're gonna latch them so it doesn't fall out. And then you can go ahead and click this little power button to get it going. And then we'll talk about this button here shortly. So once you click that, it's going to start saying loading. This is probably going to take about 3 to 5 minutes to get booted up, so give it some time. And then you're going to take your little power cord here. Obviously it's plugged into the wall, and you're going to look for your DC in. That's what is going to be your power. You also got an Ethernet cable port, and then you have a USB port on your other side. You have headphones, which we will not be needing. And then you have an HDMI, big HDMI, that will make sense once we get to that part. And then you also have another USB. So first, let's go ahead and connect to power. So you just slide that in like that. And then you're gonna take your 2 memory sticks. These are powered by AT&T and T-Mobile. So you just slide it off. Then you're gonna input it. It does not matter which USB that you place it in. Just slide it in there. And then you're gonna take your other USB and you're gonna slide it in on the other side. Like I said, it does not matter which side they go on, just so it should have looking like that. Next, you're gonna take your big HDMI and your small HDMI. You're gonna go ahead and connect your big HDMI into this. Your little HDMI is going to go into the camera. So your setup, once you have your LiveU, should look something like this. You got your 2 wings here, and then your HDMI is connected there. So, and obviously you can see it's still loading, and this interface just came on. So that's what you should look like at this process. Okay, some of your other pieces that you'll be receiving. This is your camera setup. So obviously you got your typical camera here. You got your power cord for it. And then you also have this adapter, and that'll make a lot more sense once how to plug that up into your camera here as we get going. Your other pieces that you're gonna have is your Netgear AT&T, just like any other basically hotspot. And then also this power cord for that utensil here. Your power cord's probably, it's gonna come into the box looking like unconnected. So just remember, you know, this just basically goes into the back just like any charger would. And then these pieces we don't typically use. Like I said, if you have a weak connection or anything and you're able to use Ethernet, you can be able to hook up that Ethernet cable directly to that LiveU Solo. So if you have that, you usually aren't going to use these, but if you do, just wanted to mention that we do have those. All right, so now I want to turn on my Netgear here. There's a little button right there. That's going to be basically the only button on this. And then that back side, you got an Ethernet port. Then you also have the USB and also the charging port. So first step, we're just going to go ahead and turn it on. You just hold this. And then you can see that it's booting up. I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the charger, which obviously, like I said, you can see here, just going into that middle section there. Now I'm charging. And this should take roughly about a minute or so just to boot up. Like I said, it's AT&T, just like any other hotspot that you guys are typically working with. Also, while that's booting up, I'm going to show you the camera. Okay, so what you will do is you're going to open up the camera here. Okay, and then there's this little back here that you're going to want. It's a, if you can see that, so there's a little button at the bottom here to open it. So you're going to click that button here, and then this just slides to the side and it opens up just like that. So you got some, you can see that's your HDMI, your little HDMI port that you're going to be using right there. So we can go ahead and plug up that HDMI. Okay, so here's my little HDMI. Remember, this is coming from the LiveU. And so it's gonna go in just like that. Now you can see that that's connected. Now I wanna get power to my camera. So remember, I told you about this little connector here. This is gonna go enter your camera. This piece is going to get your power from there. So you're gonna enter that, and then you're gonna look for the little USB. You can see there's a middle one. You don't want that, you want that bottom one. You're just gonna slide that in like so here. Now we're getting power for our camera, all right? You can obviously see that by your little red button here and green button. You can see that it's charging. All right, so now my hotspot has turned on, okay? So as you can see, you're just looking at that. I'm gonna hit that same power button, okay? I'm gonna go to the next screen, all right? So this is your Wi-Fi and then obviously your password, okay? So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna take your LiveU, okay? And you're going to use these buttons right here. So this little controller here, it's very small, okay? So you're going to go ahead and hit to the right. If you go to the right, that's basically meaning that you're going forward, okay? Your next screen is gonna say interfaces. You're gonna go ahead and click right again. All right, now these are your different Wi-Fi connections that this is pulling from. The more Wi-Fi connections that we can have, the more streaming and bandwidth that we can pull from, which helps our stream. We have to get to about 2,500 to actually go live here. So most of the time you're gonna have to see where it says no network there. Most of the time you're gonna have to go ahead and enter that password connected to your Netgear on first time setup. Once these are all basically connected, it should pick it up right away. So we're gonna go ahead and go through that because it does say disconnected. So you're gonna click right again. And now it's gonna ask you to select your network. And now it's just scanning, so it's pulling all the Wi-Fi connections that you might have in your area. And then you're gonna find that network. So we're looking for that Netgear AT&T Wi-Fi G6 VQ. Obviously yours is gonna be different. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to find that. You can see that we're pulling from Huawei's, which are your two white sticks here, which is good. That means that they're activated. You can also see there's some lights here. That means that they're rocking and rolling, okay, on both of those. So we're gonna try to find our AT. So here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and just select that middle button on your little control pad here. I'm gonna select it. Okay, now it's gonna ask you to bring up the password, all right? This is kind of a time and consuming one, all right? You gotta really watch where you're clicking with up, down, and whatever, okay? And you're just gonna click that little knob at the top here, and you'll go ahead and just press that and enter that password. Your password, obviously, you can see here, is gonna be at the bottom there. You'll just type that password in, okay? All right, so once you get the password entered, you're going to now be able to see that it is lit up green and it doesn't say disconnected. That means you are good to go. So what you can do is click that little power button, just tap it once. It's gonna bring you back. And just go ahead and click close on that. All right, so now you can see at the bottom, it says that it is ready, which means you're ready to go live. And that means you're pulling enough to get some bandwidth and go ahead and go live for your tournament. So next up, we will discuss on the computer, on how to basically get you going. And then we will also discuss on the tripod and the backstop holder. So as you can see also, if you come over here, you have your Netgear, and you can see that you have just hitting that top button, that power button, and you can see that you have a device connected, which means that your Solo is connected to that.